Hey guys, what's up? It's AJ here today, and we have a new video plus a guest.
Hello, it's me, David here. And do you want to explain the series?
Yeah, by the way, guys, sit back and relax and just escape to this because this is gonna be a new series where Dave and I just take 20, maybe 30 minutes, and we just crank out details to you guys and sort of information. So the series is gonna be sort of like a knowledge series. It's gonna be something that you guys can just, like I said, sit back, relax to, and sort of understand the game a bit more because like Dave and I are going to say, there are so many things that we are going to list off that are going to just blow your mind. Sorry, blow your mind. There are so many things that come out in RuneScape that it's crazy, and no one can keep track of those except for people who play every single day, look at the RuneScape page every single day. So this series is just going to be a basic sort of getting to know RuneScape. And if you guys have any ideas for names for this series, please give them to us. For now, it's going to be Tech Talk with David.
Uh, yeah. Okay. Well, today's video, if are you ready for me to just explain what today's video is going to be about?
Yep.
Okay, today's video, we're going to be doing a very general thing. We're going to be looking at the updates from 2012 and 2013, but obviously we can't look at all of the updates. So what I've done is I've gone through all of the updates for you. Apologies if I missed something, but I've taken the 10 most significant updates I could find, and I've made a short list. So 10 from 2012 and 10 from 2013. And since it's the start of a new year, I figured it'd be quite a good time just to compare the 2 years. And also, on top of that, analyze what the extra money from microtransactions has done for the game in terms of extra developer time and extra developers at Jagates, which is ultimately what we'll always want. The more updates, the better. I'm sure most people would agree. And yeah, you ready to start?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to start off with 2012, and right at the beginning of 2012, there was a new quest. I think it was Grandmaster to start off with, but then later I think they degraded it to a Master quest because I think people were complaining that it's not quite Grandmaster worthy, but anyway, it was the Firemaker's Curse, and this is basically a fire making quest where you killed a boss. I can't remember the name of the boss, but you've got this tome which set light to everything you stepped over, and it became a new fire making method. But this has now almost become dead content because of the bonfires update. But yeah, that was what happened at the beginning of 2012. There's not much to talk about with FireMaker's Curse. I mean, I haven't done it, and from what I can tell from the um, reviews of the quest, it didn't seem like it was a very impressive quest. And anyway, the yeah, so that's pretty much it for FireMaker's Curse. You weren't around for that, were you?
I was not. I mean,
Mm.
like I said before, I play this game on and off quite often, so that was something I was not around for. Plus, I'm not much of a quester myself.
Yeah, I think Jem might have done it. I don't think I ever spoke to him about it because he went for Questcape, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so the next one is potion flasks. Now, this is definitely not dead content, but it wasn't exactly a very big update, so it sort of got that balance of still being very influential, but it's not a very big update, if you know what I mean, in terms of like very high developer time. So yeah, we still use potion flask today. It's definitely not dead content. It's if you don't know what it was, which you probably should do, it's it's an alternative reservoir for certain potions. So you can carry 6 doses of a potion instead of 4 doses.
And the
And
potion flask automatically degrades once you
yeah,
use it all
once you've
up.
finished using it, yeah, it degrades to nothing.
Kind of
And it
helps.
also, which helps at the same time, but it also means that it will always be good to go and get potion flasks from the place in Uglog. So um, in Uglog, there's this redstone. Not redstone. It's like red sand. Sorry, it's a sandstone sort of mini quarry thing, and you mine it there. Then you go to a little crafting machine and you put it in there. You get the stuff, and then you blow it into the potion flask. It's a rather mm, it wasn't a very difficult update to make, I can imagine, but apparently the testers had to test every single dose of every single potion, which sounded like it was a lot of effort just to make sure that it was
Still
working when you
not
plugged
not
in.
that big of an update, but still going into the next one, which is Fight Kiln. Potion flags helped a lot because remember, guys, this is still pre EOC. So David's gonna explain more on the Fight Kiln.
Yeah, the Fight Kiln was the introduction of a higher tier version of the Fight Caves, which rewards you with a fire cape, but the Fight Kiln rewarded you with a cape called the Tokhar Cow, which at the time had double the strength bonus, but as we know, because of EOC,
Pretty
there is
much
no such
tanked.
thing as a strength bonus anymore, just
Yeah.
critical bonus, and it turns out there's actually very, very little difference from the skill cape, which makes it somewhat more not dead content. You still see loads of people wearing Tokar Cow. I mean, I'm sure you can go in the GE and find one very, very easily. But yeah, it was a good update. It was a combat update. It was a new solo boss. And yeah, it was.
It was decent
Uh,
money at the time because you could either, at the end when you completed the boss, you could either vouch for the Onyx crystal or like the diamond or something like
yeah,
that.
the Onyx, Uncut Onyx
Like an
or
Onyx
the or the
kiln cape.
Tokar Cow.
And at the time, those things were like 8 mil. So if you could do that thing in 2 hours, that's 4 mil an hour. So, but now it's like soloable and probably not much money at all. It's very easy nowadays. You can literally go in with no armor.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so
All
I
right, next
was
one
I was
is
looking
the
at
one I'm doing
okay.
right now, Runespan.
Runespan. Oh, Runespan was basically it was just a buff to runecrafting, wasn't it? It was just
Really
to
not
fix
much to it,
runecrafting.
other than it's pretty much like a whole new dimension. The graphics, this was around the time when the graphics were starting to definitely see an increase. And as you guys can see, the graphics are pretty nice here. The colors are amazing, wide variety.
Yeah, yeah. It was also the introduction of the skybox for the first time, and if you look over the edge of one of the things on maximum detail, you can actually see RuneScape below you, which is very, very cool. And it was a big new thing at the time. I mean, it was the first time it been used, and it was
Sort of like the
I mean,
Citadel.
yeah, it was very, very good. Yeah, they use it as Citadel now. That came afterwards. Um, I think that came in at the end of 2012. I don't know why I didn't include that. But that's another interesting update. I've not used much of that to be honest, but yeah. Anyway, so the next one is the biggest one, and that is Evolution of Combat.
This one by far
It's like
affected the
Marmite.
most people.
Yeah, you hated it or you loved it. It was like Marmite. I mean, yeah,
Couldn't
it
do
was
anything
a
about
lot of
it.
people quit because of it. But if you look at the number of people playing at any one time now compared to just before the EOC, it's actually a little bit more, I think. If you want, I can just open up RuneScape homepage.
No, let's skip that. Going on to
All
the
right.
next one, Squeal of Fortune.
Squid of Fortune. Okay, this is another one which a lot of people dislike. A lot of people dislike. Um, I personally think that there's a lot wrong with the Squid of Fortune, but as a microtransaction, it did generate a lot of money for the game, which is good. Um, because you can see from the other updates past then that they transferred it in uh, they turned that money into updates, which is the like if they hadn't done that, then
Oh yeah.
um, that would not have been good. But
Plus now
they
people
reinvested.
people were able to pretty much buy XP, and no matter how much you debate it with Jagex, they deny it. But let's be honest, you can buy XP now. If you buy spins, you potentially can get a lamp, which will give you XP. Now, people
Yeah,
literally
and
were gaining insane amounts of XPs when this came out, but however, you have to remember, people who have money will do this. It depends on how much you value this game.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, the high scores for the most amount of XP gained in 24 hours was a person who actually went ahead and bought spins for a good 10 hours of the day because he he decided that he wanted to go for high rank in divination, and he spent absolute tons. If you want to go and check, you can go on Rune Tracker and search Yo Blue. That's YO space BLUE. I'm fairly certain that is his name. But yeah, it was a very controversial update. Most people were against it. I mean, the main things they got wrong with the Squid of Fortune were the fact that it gave you money and XP. I mean, the cash bags are the worst, to be honest, because in a time when you're trying to get cash out of the game because there's so much of it generated by the bots, you really shouldn't be giving free cash to every player once a day. It's just
Absolutely.
it's not sustainable for the RuneScape economy. I mean, you could if you go on the RuneScape wiki, you can actually see the strength of the RuneScape economy. And you can see that after that update came out, it did actually crash quite a bit. A lot of people were getting 200 mils on the first few days because it was decreased rareness, I think, of getting the thing. Also, they released two rare untradables on the Squid of Fortune, which
Fish
were the
mask.
Fish Mask and the Crown of Seasons.
Yep. And now moving on to the next one, which is by far my favorite, QED.
Yeah, at least of 2012. Actually, I know. I think I liked EOC more.
No one
because...
cares about you, David. It's okay.
Okay. But anyway, immediately after Squid of Fortune, just to keep people happy, they released QBD, which is Queen Black Dragon, in case you were wondering.
When this came out, people were having lots of trouble. I actually remember RuneShark, they were streaming, and the graves were glitching. However, this was also part of the first your grave kind of survives. Remember this, David?
Yeah. The next update I've got on the list is the gravestones update. So instead of graves, you have to pick this up from
Like
under
Corporal
the grave.
Beast.
Yeah. Instead of that, you now get a grave, and I'm sure if you died recently, you just go and equip all, and all of it goes in your inventory, and all of it gets worn, which is wonderful because it makes it so much less effort.
A hassle, yeah.
And it means that you're much less likely to miss something. I mean, also recently they've updated it so that untradables go inside the thing. But yeah, that's another great thing. And then the next one we've got is the Solomon's General Store. And I personally have nothing against the Solomon's General Store. It's a microtransaction, generates updates. But the thing that's brilliant
it's
about
purely
Solomon's
cosmetics, other than maybe bank space.
Cosmetics. Bank space is...
But now everyone can get that
it's
with
just people
bonds.
who can't be asked to go and clear out their bank. That's basically what it is. Or people that hold their crap too high. They're like hoarders. You've seen like those documentaries about hoarders in real life. Ugh.
So next one is my least favorite. I'm just kidding. It's great, but the one and only POP, player don't ports.
Yeah, player imports was the last update we've got for 2012. It's a very it's definitely an extreme high level update. You required level 90 in one of a few skills to start it, and the aim was to get these ports armors, which is basically a level 85 tank gear for each of the 3 stars, and the other thing you could get was scrimshaws. These scrimshaws do different things. They help for skilling, which I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it for skilling. But the other thing it was helpful for was like scrimshaw of vampirism,
Vampirism, yeah.
and scrimshaw of berserker. And basically, it was increased damage, or vampirism is the that I think most people use, and basically part of the damage you do gets healed back. It's like vampirism, the aura. Okay,
so that concludes 2012.
Okay, now on to 2013. With this, there were actually loads and loads of updates I could have included, but I had to cross a few of them off and actually put a few of them in like pairs. 2 of them actually.
The main thing that we want you guys to notice with this and this video in the end is that microtransactions did help our game, and you will see this with the amount of more updates and beneficial updates that have come in 2013, which David's going to start off with.
Yeah, I mean, microtransactions have helped because Giants have reinvested the money from the microtransactions, which is the
Probably
best
more
part.
people, such as yours truly, Silent Core, who has done an excellent job so far. So, congrats to him.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's also Regicidal.
Regicidal, and
I'm not sure I
don't
know
worry
any
about
other
So
names.
Fired.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm gonna feel so bad if I find that there's someone else who's been employed by Jagex, but oh well. Anyway, so yeah, the first update of 2013. This
Well,
was in
Darden, right?
January time. Yeah, this is a big update. Everyone does
Kai
it.
Kai,
Everyone still does it. I still do it. I love it. I mean, it's probably
it's
my
great.
the update that I've made the most money off ever. Um, I'm still making money off it, and if you join our friends chat and you watch our streams, you can see that we do it a lot as well. And this is the Calfight King, and this is a fantastic update. It was a new boss. It was the highest level boss that at the time, and it demonstrated the game mechanics very well. Demonstrated the game mechanics of Evolution of Combat very well, and made it it, I mean, it, it made
Pretty
use of
much,
some of the abilities.
it
It
gave a
was,
step up. This is the level 90 melee gear, and it sort of took advantage of the whole dual wielding stuff, and it was pretty darn cool.
yeah, it was also, it included some of so it made use of the ability Provoke, which up until then hadn't been used for a boss. Like, Provoke is an ability which changes whatever you're attacking to attack you. So if it was attacking one of your friends, you could provoke it so that it starts attacking you. And this was because of one of the abilities that Cal Viking does, where it greens whoever it's attacking, and that basically means it stunned them. And a few seconds later, it's like 5 seconds later, it will instantly hit them for how many life points they've got, and basically instantly kill them. And the only way to stop this from happening is for someone to evoke it and get either heal from the damage it does or negate the damage it does, either through devotion, barricade, or, as I said, to heal from it with resonance.
So pretty much in the end, the Kalphite King utilized more positions in a mass or sort of like a raid. Instead of just DPS, like pretty much everyone, you can have a tanker now, which is pretty darn awesome.
Yeah, it made specific roles for people to take. Unlike if you were duoing Bandos, there is no such thing as a tank at Bandos.
Or
It's a
Corp.
pretty mundane thing to try and
Yeah.
do. um, it's not really worth doing because Bandos never did a lot of damage, to be honest. As long as you turned on prime melee,
Now
it was
moving on
fine.
to the next one, and a lot of your favorites.
Yeah, old school. So this is
Not our
for some
favorite because
people.
we're purely
Yeah,
RS3, but
yeah. For a lot of people, a lot of people's sake, I included old school because so many people play it, so many people get nostalgic from it, and quite a lot of people like the few YouTubers, including Alcon, who play both, and sometimes at the same time. Whether that's strictly in line with the game rules or not is not for me to say, but um, yeah, it was a it was a big update. It basically made a RuneScape server had that was starting again from
scratch.
starting again from 2007. So that was
Nothing
good.
carried over, no GPs
Yeah,
carry over, nothing.
you
Total
had to start
scratch.
again, and it was a lot of people loved it because purely like for nostalgic reasons, and some people liked it because they hated EOC, and I think I think it's good that they did the Calfight King before that because otherwise they might have lost a lot more of the community to '07, and it would have not been very good. I would not have liked to have seen on the RuneScape web page 10,000 playing at this particular time at peak times. That would not have been nice.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see their favorite game die, basically. So yeah. The next one. Do you wanna? Or actually, no.
Yeah, you
It's
go ahead. I don't really
the
know
next one
much.
is the World Wakes quest. AJ hasn't done this yet because it's
Is
a
it
massive
fast?
noob. It is fast. Well, sort of fast. It's like a medium. It's like any other quest, but it's the best quest I have ever done. It
Really?
is really, really very good. I won't say much about the storyline, but it does involve multiple bosses to kill, and it's just so good. I've never quite seen a quest like it. It's very, very good.
So
The
take your time with it
rewards
when
are
you do it.
great. Yeah, the rewards are great. I wouldn't skip any of the cutscenes. The cutscenes are great. It it was supposed to like it was supposed to stand for the start of the Sixth Age,
Yep.
and with the Sixth Age has come with a lot of things. This is a very lore-based quest, and it's definitely worth paying attention to what's happening in the quest, I think.
Moving
Um,
on to RS3.
yeah, so what happened in RS3? Truth is, not much.
we
Not
got
much
we
actually
got
happened
trolled pretty much by Jagex.
apart from the interface. I was expecting something grand and amazing, but
It's nothing
it
really
was
happened, guys.
mostly the interface, wasn't it?
Like as you guys can see right now, it's pretty much just the interface. The interface, maybe update to forums and the website page. Other than that, nothing. I mean,
Yeah, well,
HTML5 was a scam. There's no such thing as HTML5. Let's put it
okay,
this way.
basically.
The story behind that is Jagex never really looked into it. They pretty much just said, "Oh, let's test this out." Meanwhile, HTML5, the WebGL2, doesn't come out until like late 2014. It's ridiculous. They can't do anything with Chrome anymore. It's stuck. So what they've decided now is to just go ahead and make a sandbox. So pretty much their own game. They're gonna make a client. It's probably gonna be like a 10 gig download, and if you want to, you can do it. There will be no lag. It'll be like playing Far Cry 3. You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
bottom
most of
line,
everyone
RS3
was
was
playing
the new
Far Cry
interface.
3, but the thing is with RuneScape 3, it wasn't just the graphics and the interface. It was basically they spread out the updates of RuneScape 3 over time. So the first world event came with RuneScape 3.
Oh yeah, that was
EOC
fun.
was part of RuneScape 3, even though it came a year earlier. There's a lot of changes that came with RuneScape 3, but didn't come at the same time. And obviously, one of them is HTML5. And if you look at pre RuneScape 3, if you include the whole bundle, and after RuneScape 3, then you would say it is the most influential update in RuneScape ever, which is generally what they claimed when they released it. But yeah, so that was.
Bottom line, it wasn't all at once. It's
Yeah.
sort of like a setting the scene kind of.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
And
moving on to Dave's good talk about this Ascension's Dungeons and Serenic.
okay, so what I've done is I've put them both together because it's range stuff. These were not released at the same time, but they are two updates which I definitely thought were worth mentioning, but I just couldn't fit both of them separately onto the list. So, Ascension's Dungeon is is a Slayer dungeon of Ascension's creatures, and basically it requires level 82 to kill the basic creatures. And they have a chance of dropping these keystones, which are worth between 500k and 1 mil in the GE, and it's quite consistent drop, so it's definitely worth doing. You can only really do it with range, so it's definitely worth getting, say, some armored armor, and definitely worth getting a raw crossbow or chaotic crossbows if you want to do this update. So killing normal Slayer creatures is 82, and killing the bosses is level 90. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I don't remember this.
Bottom
One
line,
second. Yeah,
it's pretty much the next step in the range category.
I'll see if I can find it. Do. No, no, no,
By the
no,
way,
no.
that's David's loading sequence when he needs to think about something, his brain goes do. That means he's
Yeah,
loading
okay.
something in his brain.
I can't find it for some reason. I'm
All
really
right,
sorry.
next
But
one then.
it's in the level 90s, and basically you use the keystones for every kill of the the Ascension bosses, and they have a chance of dropping these signets. And these signets, you need 6 of them from the 6 different bosses. You need to combine them with a dragon crossbow to make an Ascension's crossbow, which is the level 90 range weapon, is now worth about 400 mil GE because of the recent announcement of a range buff. So yeah, next update. Why don't you go ahead and do it?
Virago. Now, this is actually when I came back to RuneScape, and I was like, you know what, guys? I'm gonna make bank. Let's go. However, Virago is a 4-phase boss. Is it 5?
No, it's a couple of phases. I've never done it successfully in my
Either
bit of a
way, it's the hardest boss you'll ever try. The reward is insane. It's like a 1.2 bill seismic wand drop. If you get that, if not, it's a probably a couple mil drop, but this was the boss that sort of came out with the 90, am I correct, mage gear?
Yeah, 90 mage gear. It dropped the tectonic energy, which you can use to make the tectonic armor, if I'm right. And then it also dropped the seismic wand and singularity. The seismic singularity is basically the seismic orb, but it's a cool name, so they thought they'd do it. And yeah, so the seismic singularity is the offhand, and the seismic wand is the main hand. It's extremely expensive drops because they're extremely good. I mean, you watch people, just to think about it like this. Drygores are level 90, 90 when, let's speak properly. Okay, Drygores are level 90 melee weapons.
And they're only like 100 mil for a main
Max.
hand and
Yeah.
50 mil for an offhand.
At most, pretty much, so...
This weapon is 1.2 bill for the main hand.
Yeah, it's pretty extreme when you think about it. It's like 20 odd times more expensive.
All right,
Which
next
is
one.
a lot. It just speaks quite a lot for how rare the drop is and how good the weapon is. Anyway, so the next one. What is the next one? The next one is
world
the
events.
world events.
World
The
events.
Yeah, okay, so the world events started off with Zamorak versus Saradomin, which I missed a lot of because I was on holiday in Uganda and South Africa. Yeah, jelly. Anyway, so yeah, I missed a lot of that.
This was like a 6-month event.
And I missed all 6 months, so that was cool. No, it was a 10-month event, and there were like 4 months which I didn't do because I had no idea what was going on. It was really quite drawn out. It wasn't very well done, but obviously you can see that they learnt from the next one they did, which is the Bird and the Beast.
Which is amazing.
This is still running. I think it runs out tomorrow. So
Runs out the 20th.
Probably runs out by the time you've watched this video.
Tuesday.
And the world events are really well done. They give you a lot of XP, which is why a lot of people like it. So everyone gets involved, and
you can PvP. It's like having your own, like family. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting description. But okay.
David.
Anyway, so
not much to it other than cool kind of content. So next one up is.
Yeah.
Divination.
Is pretty much divination.
So we haven't seen a new skill since Dungeoneering. It's been pretty cool.
Yep, which was quite a while ago. I think it was like, when was Dungeoneering?
Like 09 maybe. 08. Well, anyways, while David looks it up. All right,
Okay.
back to divination.
Yeah, so sorry about that. I managed to DC like an idiot.
So pretty much what David just did was he was trying to do something, and he hit his power button on the Mac.
Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah.
Continue.
So, divination, the new skill. Haven't seen one in quite a while. It was a new experience, and it was amazing to see how committed some people were to being the first one to 99. And there were some people who had some crazy stories of how they managed to get to whatever rank they were at. And there were some people who were like staying up for 20 hours a day.
I have no
20
idea,
hours
dude.
a day
I wasn't really around for this.
Yeah,
It's insane,
20 hours
though.
a day doing divination, which is crazy, like so bad for you, but people did it. I mean, Kyle's got 99 divination, so he was pretty high rank when he got to 98, but then he stopped for a while. But yeah, it was It just reminds me of
Pretty
the
slow
time
skill.
when Gem was stayed up for long periods of time doing aviancies and had a minor seizure,
What?
which was quite funny. Um, yeah, so it was a caused a lot of bad health for some people, but otherwise good update, new
Bottom
skill,
line,
always going to be a good update.
it's a pretty much AFK update too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got the. Wait, can you hear that?
Next one up.
Okay. Well,
Bonds.
bonds. Okay. So bonds. Bonds was well, I thought when I saw the video that this is gonna be bad. The people are gonna hate this so much.
All right, now
But
before we do
the
that, let's put it
response.
this way. How this was introduced is Mod MMG, pretty much the CEO of RuneScape, put out a video, and it was sort of like a news update, and not many people even watched it, check out the news of RuneScape, but he pretty much posted a video, 2 minute clip of, guys, look him in the eyes and know that this is gonna be a good update. He had no faith in it whatsoever, and he just did it.
He did what?
He just did it, David.
Yeah. Anyway, so he spoke directly to the viewers, which was
For the first
just
time.
really good in my opinion. I think it's good. Oh my goodness, your mic is cutting on and off all the time. It's
My
pissing me off.
mic.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Anyways, the bonds is pretty much you can now buy membership. Membership costs around 6 mil per 14 days. I do it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. The way I see it is I'd rather play RuneScape than have a job. Well, I do have a job and I have to work tonight, but the way I see it is it's a way for everyone to play RuneScape. And it sort of allows their whole point to doing this was to kill gold farmers, and the motto of this is if you can't beat them, which they couldn't, you might as well join them. That's all I can say.
Okay, and the last update of 2013 was the Rise of the Six. Now, this was another boss update. It was extremely difficult. You could only do this with a maximum of 4 people, which made it like obviously non-massable and made it very difficult to start off with. I mean, usually when a new boss is released, for instance, KK and Virago, the way people learned how to do it was massing and just watching what it did. Um, so not having the opportunity, the ability to mass it and see what happened, is made it very difficult to do, and a lot of people were, yeah, a lot of people were dying on day of release, and sometimes losing their stuff because, as some people know, um, there's a glitch basically where it doesn't let you choose what items you keep. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of people were losing items on day of release. Not items, sorry. They're losing charges on their items on day of release, which is bad. But generally the boss was very good. It's a very difficult boss.
Clicking intensive.
Yeah, it's click intensive. Yeah, click intensive on your food. It does a lot of damage to you basically. Um, and this, well, it made it a good challenge for high level PVMers. It was very good money to start off with because the shields to start off with are like 1 to 2 bill, but that's their release, so it always is. And the energy, which was the malevolent energy, which was used for um, making, used for recharging the malevolent. Yeah, I'll use that again.
The armor.
Yeah, and the malevolent energy was used for recharging the shields and making the armor and everything. So it was also, I think it also degrades the dust just like the tectonic and the serenic. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. But anyway, that's the pretty much the end of 2013. And if you look at the updates of 2013 and compare it to 2012, I mean, you'll see what we mean by the fact that when we say that Jagex has done a better job in 2013 than they've done in 2012, because the updates have been far better. I mean, look at the best in 2013 compared to the best in 2012, is RS3 and EOC, but EOC is a part of RS3, so it's sort of, I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't know, maybe if you look at the least significant,
in the
then
end, one could argue that Jagex started listening to its players, especially with Power to
yeah,
the Players in 2014. They are understanding that we cannot win if we don't listen to the people who play our game, and that's kind of the getaway from this video.
yeah, it was also a lot of it is due to the microtransactions and the extra money being in the game, and a lot of the hate that was given for the microtransactions is fair, but maybe undue because of the actual long-term benefits of microtransactions. Like, for instance, if I just compare the number of bosses in 2012, which is two bosses, both of which were only solo bosses, and if I compare with 2013,
3,
yeah, three,
which
and
are
they were
all multi
very
bosses.
they were all multi-boss.
Huge.
I mean, the Toka, the kiln was like you. Fight kiln was part of a quest, so I
Plus,
don't
we
know.
also had the what's it called? The Ascensions Dungeons, which is
Oh, it's also,
technically a boss too.
yeah, it's boss there as
That's
well.
4.
But, yeah, so it was it's a big difference. I mean, the significance of the updates in 2013.
So guys, microtransactions did help us a lot,
Yeah, but I think the
but did we really need them?
yeah, well, we did. We did need them, but we didn't need the XP and
Yeah.
the coins from the Spirit of Fortune. So yeah, I think that's it for the video.
So, please guys, subscribe. We love the 104 sub count. It's awesome. It feels good. Maybe we can hit like a milestone of 500 one of these days. If you like the video, I guess give it a likes. Other than that, subscribe. And David, thank you for being
Well,
a
it's
star
been
and explaining
delightful.
everything because I couldn't have done it myself.
Obviously, you're an idiot. Anyway.
What?
Okay. Anyway, so thank you for watching.
And we will catch you guys later. Please check out our stream and take it easy, guys.